Hello, how are you doing? Is everything going well? Today I have a different video for you. I am starting this new playlist called Go Book Reviews. I was thinking about different ideas for some different videos because my live Go commentary is interesting, but if I have only that for like 200 and 300 videos, I thought you might get tired of them. So I wanted to do something different, and then that's how I started my life and death. And this is another program to review the Go books. So, shall we start? The first book to review is from Hinoki Press called Catching Scent of Victory. Let me show you this. So this book has it's a paperback, and can you see? It's about this thickness. There are 260 pages, and the theme is strategy. So there are three chapters: first opening, second mid-game strategy, and third end-game strategy. And the difficulty level, it's hard to say, but I think it's definitely advanced. And I would say about 5Q to 4 dan, maybe 4 dan, 5 dan. I mean, even stronger than that, still I think can benefit from this book, but could be a little easy. Lower than 5Q, you could be a little confused. There are a lot of advanced things. But if you're somewhere between 5Q and 4 dan, I think this could be very interesting choice. And in this video, I'll be having a link where you can get this book. So, well, let's continue. The author is Rissei 9 Dan Pro. He is also known as Wang Licheng. He is Taiwanese, but then became professional player in Nihon Ki-in in Japan. So in probably from 1990s to early 2000, he was one of the top players in Japan, and he was also in a lot of international tournaments. So he's definitely very strong pro. And this book is all about his games and his strategy. So I already told you that there is opening strategy and mid-game and end-game strategy. And the opening strategy, the first chapter, has 16 units. And the mid-game has 10 and end-game has 6. But the interesting part is that most of his games are used once more. So if he had all different games, he would have altogether 32 games, but I think there were about 20 games used. So that means most of his opening strategy diagrams, the variations, the same game appears in the mid-game strategy or end-game strategy. So I thought that was very interesting structure. About the writing, I think it's very clear and good writing. Easy to understand and not too boring. But it's not the fun kind either. There was this Go book, Lessons of Fundamentals in Go, or something like that. And that book is written in a very entertaining style. But this is not very entertaining, but also very good writing. So that is that. And then the book, how it's organized. So in the beginning, it would have the main diagram like that. And then it would explain from the main spot. And then it would go back. Well, let me explain again. So for example, in the mid-game strategy, he would show you the main problem, and then the diagram would go back to the first move, and then it would like show you from the beginning how it went there, and then he would give you some options, And then after that, this book also shows you how the game ended with the result. And all games used in this book is also written with the tournament names and the players and the date. So I think if you have an access to good database, you could actually also find the game in that database, I think. So it's organized like that. And the diagrams are very easy to follow. So I think it's a very good book. And then now that I introduced most of the general stuff, I would like to show you the part that I liked the most. So let's go there. Ta-da! I have covered like this. And then this diagram shows up in the chapter 2. Let me see. Chapter 2 and game 3. This is the one. And then this is called a single horseman fighting courageously. So actually what he means is that over here, this move, this was the single horseman, I think. So this is the main point that the book is starting. And to give you some quote, it says, "At this instant, it seemed to me that I could see bright prospects ahead. Hint, just running away will not break the board position open. A counter-attacking spirit is necessary to exploit White's weak points." Very mysterious, right? Can you guess where Black played? Oh, definitely the author was Black. So let's follow this chapter. It says this was the 53rd annual Honinbo League, and they both had 5 wins and 2 losses. So this was the tiebreaker for playoff. And at the time, the Honinbo was Chochikun Naindan. So basically, the winner of this game was going to challenge Honinbo Cho in the best of the 7 match. And he was Black. So he did that and then came over here. The first diagram shows up at this point, and in the actual game, Black played like this. But then he says he regretted this development. So the diagram says he should have come over here and then follow this. But then actual game, Black did this one and then came over here. And then he says this Black attach over here was introduced in the chapter 1 strategy 8. So you see these games appear again. And then at this point, Black comes over here, and then he says that Black's attach over here and the diagonal were skillful moves. And then Black came over here. Then usually White would answer the corner. Answer the corner. But then Black would have captured this one stone, and this is quite satisfactory for Black. So White came over here instead, and he says that was good choice. When White comes over here, in the actual game Black played here, but the book says Black should have come this way, and that was better in overall opening strategy. Black came over here and turned out this was too far from this one stone. So instead of just connecting, Black could actually invade. And even worse, when Black came over here, White Tenukid. So looking back, he says Black should have come over here, even after this one. So basically coming over here and one space jump were both mistakes. So after that, White Tenukid and then came over here. Then as you can see that white has good potential over here. So black wanted to get in the way, and then white approached it here, and black answered. White came over here. Oh, and then the book also mentions that when white approached here, black should have answered this way. This was in better coordination with this jump. But black came over here, and then white did that, and then black exchanged here and came this way. This is usually not recommended when your stone is not around here. This is me talking, by the way, not the book. But I think in this case, I think black wanted to come to this side anyway, like around here, and then thought this would be more efficient to exchange this one and force white to come over here once more, instead of letting white do something like this, for example. Yes. So anyway, black did that, and then white came over here because there is black's invasion over here after this black solid corner, and then black invaded here. So at this point, white exchanges this one. If white doesn't exchange that, black would connect like this, the book is saying. So these are all the diagrams from the book. So white had to exchange this one. After this exchange, if black still tries to leave like this, then black can leave, but after that, this white is too strong. The book says the diagram stops over here, but if I show you a few more moves, it will become like that. And then after that, I'm not sure where white would go, but it could be somewhere around. I don't know if this is good exchange, but it could be something like that, I guess. But yeah, I'm not sure. Black doesn't have any weak group, but the book says this is too strong for white. So where were we? So at this point, black chose this one instead, and then white captured this one stone. After this one, this ladder is not working because black would just go out. So instead of cutting over there, black attached this one. This seems like a very professional move. And then white had to answer, and then black handed. There's this diagram that shows that if black answers somehow, then white would capture in ladder. So still ladder. So white comes over here, and then black gets to reduce these whites. And also this exchange over here, this is good, good exchange for black. So although white has good shape around here, black got to block the corner and reduce this white's potential. And we are getting close to the problem situation. White exchanged all these and then came over here and then did that, exchanged this one and came over there. So white is building some territory around here. And then black's capturing this is a good end game. And after that, white comes around here and then pushes this one. And then black comes around here to find some place to disturb the game, but white simply connects. So at this point, the book says black's behind overall. So black had to find somewhere to catch up. So that's why black came on this side. The book is saying that it would be nice if black could just reduce around here. That would be safer. But if white just answers like that, then this is not enough for black. So black had to do that. And then if white answers this way, then this is better to go like this for black and would have slightly better chance. So in the actual game, white came over here and then black attached it here and white answered. So now this is the problem spot. Where should black play? I think this is a very difficult problem. I mean, if I were black, I am not sure if I would have seen that move. So have you thought about it? The answer is to cut this one. Isn't that like very aggressive? So I was quite surprised by this move. And then I was even more surprised to see the next diagram, which says I knew I could cut over here because if white plays here, then I would do this one and then atari here and exchange this one and cut over here and exchange this one is sente and then atari here and do that and that and all exchanges and capture the upper side with this one. He is just saying like that. And then I was thinking like, wow, seriously, how many moves did he just read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 26, almost 30 moves. He's reading 30 moves ahead and saying, I can cut here. So I thought that was amazing. He probably spent quite long time to read all this. Anyway, so of course it seems like his opponent also read that one, so white couldn't do that. So in the actual game, white played here and black exchanged these two and then went out. Then white exchanges this one, and then here it says black could, no, actually not this one. So here the book is saying that white should have exchanged this one, and then black needs to connect, and then white would exchange this one only then, and then capture this one. The book is saying that in this variation, white would be still ahead in this game. In the actual game, white came here first, and then maybe white was thinking that if black answers, white would still do the same. And I can easily imagine that white was thinking that. But black came over here first. So these were all sente moves, and then after this exchange, black also played here in sente, and then white had to answer somehow. This is sente move, because if black somehow tries to capture, there's a way to make two eyes, like this one. I mean, not two eyes, sente one eye. So this was the sente for this life and death. And then after all this exchange, black came over here, so that white won't be able to capture these three stones. Like if white answers and black comes out and white still tries to capture, then black would start this call. And this call is so big for black, I mean, so risky for white. If white loses this call, black's taking this one stone would be huge. But for white, capturing this is not very big. So this call is a lot more risky for white than black. And of course you can see that black has many code threads in this area, and there's this cutting over here. So white couldn't possibly do this call. So in the actual game, when black came over here, white attacked first, but then black exchanged this one in Sente, and of course white needs to leave. And after that, black connected these three stones. Then white had to go out because this white's group is still not alive. And then black ran away like that, and this is good exchange. White had to answer this way, and then black exchanges this one and comes over here. So at this point, the book is saying that the game was caught up by black, and actually now the game is in black's favor. So the book continues to show you the game, but actually this is the main part of this strategy part. And then if you're interested, you can see the game until the end, and it shows that black won by 1.5 points. So this was the amazing part that I really liked. And this book is like that. And then he would say things like, this was the playoff game, and because I won, I went there. Or he would say, this was the like a main tournament and I lost because I didn't see this move. But if I played this way, I could have won. So something like this. He's very he's explaining things in a friendly manner. So I think that's also good. And I definitely enjoyed seeing this book. So that was all for the first book review, and I plan to review one book every week and post on Fridays. So if you have any suggestions or ideas about my book reviews, please feel free to make comments either on my videos or on Facebook. So I hope you enjoyed my review video, and see you next time. Bye bye.